You're listening to The Angry Designer, where we cut through the industry bull to help frustrated graphic designers survive and thrive.
Oh, well, you're here.
I
finally get a fucking break,
break.
and yet you're still talking.
I don't
You've been
know.
talking all day, man.
Dude, I tell you, it's just days
Jeez,
like
what
this.
the hell is going on? I think you need a drink.
I think I need a drink, my
Let's
friend.
do this.
Cheers
First,
to this.
cheers.
Salud. Boy,
Salud.
have I earned this one.
Indeed. Oh my gosh. What's going on, man?
And it's funny because all I wanted to do today was work on that horrifying, e-learning course.
Oh, yes.
Right? And I mean, they're not easy to put together.
No.
And oddly, all I wanted to do was to do that. And I couldn't even get to that. Just because of, the client meetings and this and that.
Your day's going bad when you want to do the e-learning shit first.
Just eat that frog. Wrong kind of frog.
Wrong.
So today we are drinking, what do we call this? The leftover stuff from podcast episodes past?
Yes, I think so.
It is. I don't know. Ezra Brooks 99 bourbon
Ezra
whiskey.
Brooks
Check that bad boy.
99.
I don't think that this is one of these everybody cheers for brands, to be honest.
And that first sip, I was just like, ooh.
you know why.
That's pretty heavy duty, man.
Yeah, this one's like 99 proof.
Yes.
It's it really kicks you in the teeth.
But if memory serves, it goes down a lot easier the more you have.
Oh, well, unfortunately, that goes across the board with all of them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, good point.
So, all right, let's first talk about somebody new who got a brand overhaul.
Yes. This is awesome.
Okay, we all grew up with Jello. And I don't care how old you are, there's something about Jello that always makes you feel like a fucking kid.
Yes.
Right? And
Yes.
this is the great thing about Jello, right? It's like, people try to serve it on cake and just serve it on its own and try to make, but I mean, whatever. It's just like a fun toy that you can make and eat. Right? Like you get them in molds and this, and you eat that shit.
You eat that mold.
Put alcohol in there. You drink that shit.
Jello shots.
Right?
Remember? Yes.
Absolutely. So our favorite brand, Jello, got, in my opinion, one of my favorite overhauls this year, like a total brand overhaul. Like their old outgoing brand was, it seemed like it was targeted to parents.
Yes.
Targeted to the person who's shopping. Cool. It was all right. Yeah. It was what you would expect.
Yes. Yes.
Well, now doesn't this new Jello rebrand, like it's got a retro vibe to it.
Totally.
It is so simple. Like they've cut so much crap off of the packages, right? Like they just focused in on this brand new, and I think it's a beautiful logo in the sense of it feels kiddish.
It's great. Yeah. It's very, very fun.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah.
It almost has this like natural hand-drawn feeling to it, right?
It totally does.
It's got that cast 70s drop shadow.
Yes.
Right? And the O is just elevated.
Just a little
enough.
bit. Jello.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, okay, so the logo's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, it's great. And it doesn't even look like it ever has to change color, which is amazing.
Yes.
A lot of brands have to do the reverse. Check it out. Like it does
They
not
don't
have
need to do that.
Yes. So
Because of that big drop shadow.
because of the big
thing.
drop shadow, the red, and all the colors. But then the packaging, like look at that. Like, I mean, the pudding, everything, like it's just so simple. They took off all the crap. I mean, other than like zero sugar or low calorie, like just they're so minimal.
Yep.
It's fun.
Yeah.
This is what Jello should have been. So
this is great.
Man,
congrats to these guys.
I know.
for
I
doing
think they
this.
did a great job. It
This
was
is
a branding
awesome.
agency did this, and and I mean, and good for them, right? And I know it's an experienced branding agency. They've done a lot of work with companies like this. This was a knock out of the park.
Yep.
But again, it was a branding agency that kind of spearheaded this project, which ended up being like a graphic designer's dream.
Yes. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think this is to me this is a knock out of the park, and I recommend everybody should go take a look.
That's right.
Okay. But I mean, I think this is kind of an interesting segue.
So they just stopped there then, right?
Yeah,
They
yes.
just left.
They just stopped. Yeah, okay, here you go.
Okay, there you go,
Okay,
guys.
bye, guys.
See ya.
Yeah, even better segue than what I was thinking. Really to the point. But it's true. And I think where we're going with this is so many people stop short of where they can go.
That's right.
Okay. So, I mean, first off, we're always getting people reaching out with the same question, right? How do I get more customers?
Right.
I was like, okay, well, what do? I design logos. I'm like, okay, so is that all you do? I love logo design. That's what I want to do.
We all want to do that. That would be the best.
So it's like, so wait, are you telling me that you have to find a new logo project every time? Yes, because that's what I want to do. I want to be a logo designer.
Wow.
And it's just like, you're fucking shooting yourself in the foot here.
Yes.
Okay. And again, don't get me wrong. Of course, Draplin, awesome. He's known for amazing logos. Alan Peters, amazing, right?
Yep.
James Martin, James Bernard, again,
yep.
amazing logo designers.
Yep.
But none of these people started there.
No.
None of these people started their careers there. If they would have probably came out of the gates, saying, nope, I'm only doing logos. That's all I'm doing. Dude, they wouldn't be where they are right now.
Nope, this is the thing. Alan was at Target. Our buddy James, he was at a newspaper. He's like an old newspaper guy like me.
Absolutely.
So, I mean,
the other James,
these guys,
agencies. Yes.
He was doing agency stuff. Yeah, this is exactly it. It's just that's the goal. I understand if that's what you're. We always talk about niching and doing that stuff, and that's what you want to do. But you really have to kind of do the legwork first.
Well, and plus, what I don't think people realize is that if you're just jumping in at just doing logos, and that's all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
How thin are your logos going to be, right? The designer, today's designer, let alone the designer of the future, needs to understand branding.
Yeah.
They need to understand print and design and layout. They need to understand digital, right?
Yeah.
They need to have more breadth than just a niche out the door.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of niching. But I mean, again, if you need to go the distance in this space, or you want to, you need to be able to expand your offering at least out of the gate, because with these people saying the same thing, how do I get more customers? How do I get more customers? Yeah. Well, fuck, that's going to be tiring if all you're looking for is new logo projects. If that's all you want.
I can't even imagine how difficult that would be. It's just all you're doing is trolling for
new customers.
Clients.
So you're hoping that there's going to be new businesses that always want you. Because let me tell you something: if a big company needs a new logo, they're not going to go to some kid or some newbie or some fresh, hot designer and be like, okay, you can create just my logo, and then I'll go find another company to do everything else.
I'll go find another web designer team, and then I'll go find another branding team. It's
right?
Like, no. This is not what they want.
This is not it. And I think people need to get over that, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But at the same time, it's like, oh, dude, I mean, they're leaving so much on the table, right? And customers, when they do hire us, they expect us to have the answers.
Yes.
How disappointing would somebody be? It's like, oh, okay, so now that you did the logo for us, what else can you do? That's it. I'm just a logo designer.
What do you mean? Well, there's more.
And whether or not that's actually the conversation, I think that's where people are pigeonholing themselves in this, right?
Totally.
Like God, dude. Like, I mean, again, okay, maybe I'm being a little nearsighted or blinded here, right? Because when I got into
boomer.
this,
No, I'm just kidding. You're not a boomer.
No, Gen X, baby. Gen X.
That's right.
Don't you forget it, or I'll punch you in the face.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the Gen Xers do.
No, I mean, right from the start, okay, I knew I loved graphic design.
Yes.
I loved design on a whole. And I knew I wanted a full agency.
Yeah.
Not a logo design agency.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with, I'm a big fan of niching, but I wanted a full agency because I wanted it all.
Right.
I was fucking selfish, right? I wanted to, I wanted to be limitless and basically tell a customer that there's nothing I can't deliver you, right? I can't do for you, right?
Yeah.
And it was probably, totally selfish on my part because I wanted to do video. I loved video.
Yeah.
I wanted to do ads. I loved ads. I wanted to do logos. I loved logos. I fucking wanted to do package design, right? I wanted to do it all.
Yeah.
Okay. But as I got older, I did realize that there, the benefits in niching.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, there's two ways to niche, right? Niche in a specific skill set, just a logo designer, or niche in your industry. So for us, we niched in an industry.
Right.
And, to this day, we're able to provide all of these services to a specific niche. We do package design and fucking great package design, right? We do videos, great videos, right? Like we're doing logos, internal, external, big logos, brand overhaul strategies. Like again, we've got the benefit. We're doing it all,
right?
Which I think is, in my opinion, we're fucking limitless.
Totally. Yeah.
Right? And it's huge, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Man, if I was to think of the amount of work it would take to, go after new customer after new customer for a logo, Logo. Look, dude, like, I mean, I think that's the fault right there. That's the problem.
Yep.
Okay, is these people are always looking for new projects.
Yep.
Okay, and let's face it, what is that cheesy stat? It takes 5 to 20 times more money, effort, energy to get a new customer
than it does
to continue
with an old one.
Exactly, right? Than to nurture an existing one.
Right.
And that was a huge thing in our business, right? That's where that was our game changer, or at least that was kind of the mentality. Because honestly, I was fucking tired. I remember hustling like some of these people. You'd go to networking event after networking. Hi, Massimo. What can I do for you?
Exactly.
Hi, Massimo. What can I do for you?
Yeah, and it's sad because you're always on, which is hard. You know what I mean? And you're a very personable guy, so I'm sure it was fine. But still, you had to probably come home from that and just like, oh,
dude,
God,
I'm not gonna lie.
So much work.
I fucking hated it.
Did you really?
Honestly, networking events, they were just brutal.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. You know, I think I'm one of those extroverted introverts. Oh. You know, like I think you give me the time and energy, right? Like after a long day of being with people and meetings and this and that, I just want to like go and just be quiet for a couple hours, right? I need that.
Yeah.
And those events just took everything out of me, right? They literally did, and it's a huge effort to constantly be hustling.
Yes.
So,
and how often did it work, if you don't mind me asking?
The hustling part?
Yeah, the hustling part.
Honestly,
was it successful?
No, in my opinion, it wasn't.
It wasn't,
because again, the effort that you had to put in, right?
Was
you
not worth the.
It's like going on 50 first dates, just like that movie, right? Because date number one, you'd have to do your spiel, you'd have to be on your best, behavior in this, and put on your hat, and like, and then. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, this is not working. Yeah,
I go to another person.
Square one. Yeah,
back to square one, and it was just fucking tiresome, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, this is why I think early on, right? And again, this kind of, I'm sure everybody's heard me preach about this whole clients for life thing, but that's all in part of a whole other business strategy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I've always. I haven't only been focused on acquiring new customers. I've spent more time nurturing existing customers.
Yes.
Okay. And, again, my opinion is, why the fuck wouldn't you? Right? You have this relationship, right? If you have a job with a customer and you like that job, and then, okay, the job is done, but you liked, the customer, you like the company, you've obviously, learned a little bit.
Yep.
Why don't you put all of your time and energy into nurturing that single account?
Exactly.
Okay. First off, I mean, again, you've worked with the customer. You already have a little bit of a relationship.
Yep. Yep.
You like them.
Yep.
They like you, obviously, right? Okay. If you had a really shitty experience, I wouldn't recommend trying to nurture that one.
This is true.
That's not going to work so well for you.
But if you got the job done,
right,
successfully,
exactly,
right.
And if they're happy, and if it was profitable, and you're like, wow, there's potential here. Yeah. So number one, why wouldn't you continue that relationship, right? Because again, then all of a sudden that relationship, you want to build a relationship with these people, right? And you want it to go past a dollar and cents because you actually want to care.
Yes.
Right. And I think that's a big thing that's missing with a lot of people these days. If you're just hustling for new logo, new project, and it's just jumping around, you're not going to give a shit about anybody.
Exactly.
Right. Like I'm talking, this isn't a one night stand. This is like a long-term relationship that you're looking for with everybody.
Yeah, you're looking for the one.
You're looking for the one or several ones in some religions, but
it's very polyamorous here, the design field.
But I mean, this way it's like, this is what, when I always go on about clients for life, like you want to build lasting relationships with these customers, with these big companies, and ideally with the person in that company. But you can get to a point where obviously the company. So even if your contact leaves,
yes,
okay, you still have that relationship with the customer, and ideally they take you with you, take yourself with you to the next job, right?
Place, yeah.
So first, and then so you're growing with the person, but you're also growing with the company, right? And I mean, this is why it's just like, why wouldn't you want this? Because you know what I mean. Their cause becomes your cause, your cause, right? Their knowledge becomes your knowledge, and then you start growing this relationship where you're more than just a vendor, but you become like a partner. To that company, right? And then again, it's like you become a mini expert on their product. And this is how that niching process begins. And that's how it happened with us. right? Like we started getting tech, fine, but then we got into very specific tech. We got into like broadband technology, internet technology.
Yeah.
You know, we learned all about how the internet worked and what the parts were. And then we worked for one giant internet company. Then that led us to the hardware side, which then led us to the software side. And while it might not sound like the sexiest thing, man, that niche has served us well. And we kept nurturing those customers, right?
Yep.
This whole philosophy that we've built is about like, you know, deepening your connections with these people, right? And then through this, you start understanding what the client's needs are like, but then you start, you know, finding what their business needs are like. Right. And this is what people aren't doing.
Right.
If they're just stopping at the top, logo designer, that's all I do, see you later. That's all I wanted to do. Well, you know, you're basically cutting yourself short.
Big time.
Because you need to learn the rest of the business. You need to become a brand expert. You know, you need to learn how the business operates because you need to be able to find other problems to solve for these people.
Yes.
Right? Like, I mean, if you want to last long-term in this, you can't be thinking that you're going to just offer one thing and one thing only.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't understand how these people, right?
Yeah.
Once you get into this, and the cool thing, maybe it's because I got into it for a different reason. Because I liked solving problems.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. I was always looking for new problems to solve within our customers.
Right.
Right. And that played into the whole designer side.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like I became a business strategist, but I think I can say we became brand strategists for these companies, right? And we helped grow their brand. We helped grow all the parts in their brand and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think this is where graphic designers are falling short these days.
And that's the thing too, is like the logo that you've designed is a natural extension of all these other things too. So why not continue on with that? It's like, you know, the logo, is great, but it's like one song from your favorite band.
Yep.
Then there's these other songs.
So true, right?
There's the
It's
other
so true.
songs of the rest of the album that, you know, you could be playing too that, hey, that might be kind of good too. And there's a natural curiosity especially with us.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I love doing logos, but there's also other cool things to do with the video. Was also an attractive thing to me too, right? It was.
Did we not do web
And
back in the day?
and I tried my best to learn.
Okay, you did pretty good, Sean. But how did James describe it? Table websites?
The tables. Exactly. But this is the thing. It's that curiosity inside of us that you're like, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to give it a try.
Learn.
Yeah, exactly. Because it will make me useful along this long road that we're on.
Absolutely, right? Being a new designer, it's totally natural to be like interested in small parts.
Yes.
And you have to admit, logo design is fun. It can be fun. It can be fun.
It's pretty
right?
awesome, yes.
But I mean, again, it is only one part of a much bigger set of skills that we have. And if the graphic designer doesn't actually, you know, like take these skills and you know, extrapolate them into other business areas, well, then you're constantly just going to be hunting and eating. And dude, that's too hard.
Yes.
This is where we came up with that whole land and expand idea. Okay, so we did two things. Okay, we came up with two business beliefs. Okay, land and expand, and then become indispensable. Find ways to become indispensable.
Yes.
And I talk about this shit all the time. And I mean, I'm proud to say that that is what's made this company successful. Right? It's what's made us last for 25 plus years. It's what helped us get like larger customers, helped us do bigger projects that are fucking like unreal, right? But the thing is, they weren't just like multi-billion-dollar branding projects.
No.
They were building internal apps to help companies change how they serve their customers, right? Like we're constantly hunting to find problems because once we're in there, okay, we're seeing their problems, we're finding solutions, and those solutions then just in turn are constantly keeping us busy.
Right. And if you're paying attention to this kind of stuff, you're asking questions, you can kind of deduce that, hey, you know what? These guys have a hole to fill here.
Absolutely.
And this is the kind of stuff that we are naturals at doing. So it makes sense for us all to be kind of, pursuing this kind of thing, right? Not just dropping it at the logo.
I think people are nuts.
I think they really are.
Yeah, I get it. Logo projects are fun. And if that's all you want, that's cool.
Yeah.
But don't make that 100% of your business.
Right.
Okay. Make that, the what do you want to call it? The cherry on the ice cream or whatever.
That's your retirement package.
Or not even, but not even that. What I mean is like, if you want to be doing just logos, that's not realistic to just do it out of the gates.
Oh yeah,
first and foremost, right?
Exactly.
But if you do want to do them, but you still have to grow this other business so that you you can continually feed this. And then you can have a logo project and take it if you want. So the land and expand, it's more than just, something that sounds really cool.
Yes.
Okay. It does sound really cool though.
It does.
Sounds like it could be like a good movie,
Totally.
Jason Statham, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But it's more like taking a proactive approach, okay, with your clients and their businesses, okay, to kind of like maximize what you're able to do as a graphic designer,
right?
Okay, to maximize your value and be like, dude, I can do a hell of a lot more than just create a fucking logo.
That's right.
Or a hell of a lot more than just create you a brochure, right? Yep. And then by offering a wider range of creative services, okay, what you're doing is you're swooping in, and then you're offering so many more different things than what you're capable of doing, other than just what seems to be the here and now, the obvious, right? And find non-traditional ways to find work.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of at a high level what this is. By land, it's pretty obvious. It's that initial connection that we make with the customer, right? So when we land, we get that first project, we start feeling them out, they start feeling us out, right?
Yep.
Obviously, if you are doing a good job, right? You're getting that relationship, they're happy, you're happy, right? And at the same time, you're learning all about the company during this process, right?
Yep.
So this is that whole land thing where then by the time the project's done, you've developed a good relationship with the customer, you've developed a good relationship with the business, and they're like, wow, that was a good experience with that vendor.
Yeah.
Done.
Boom.
Okay, that's land.
Yeah.
The whole expand idea, that's where the fucking magic happens. Okay.
Yes.
This is where, the business side of this whole, I don't want to say it's sneaky, but like this is where you want to start building long-term value with this customer. Okay. Right. This is like basically capitalizing on what you've built so far. You've built a good relationship. Mm-hmm. You've learned about the company, their competitors, and everything else.
Yep.
Why the fuck stop there? Right?
Exactly.
Like this is where you want to introduce your unique, ninja skills as a graphic designer. And by ninja, I mean, you're going in without them realizing.
Yes.
And you're like, dude, let me tell you what else we can do. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is huge for us. Mm-hmm. Okay. And this has been the biggest, game changer when we started believing in this and kind of using this as our business strategy moving forward. We keep growing that business internally.
Yes.
And then that plus clients for life has gotten us so much more work that we haven't really, knock on wood, had to try for new business. We've been really fortunate and it worked really good, right? Mm-hmm. This whole process makes you not only a valuable resource to the person that you're dealing with in the organization, but to the fucking organization on a whole.
Yes.
Right. And that's why it's like, I think people are losing so much when they stop at the end of the project, right? Yeah. And then the other side of this is, make yourself indispensable.
Yes.
Okay. And that one is the tricky one. That one is the hard one, because what you want to do is you want to, once you've landed and expanded, you want to expand so far into that company in all these different corners that it's like, they can't not use you anymore. They're already relying on you as more than just a vendor. They're relying on you on a valuable resource as a partner, right? Yep. You want to go beyond that. I hate when people refer to us as vendors.
Yes.
Because vendors, dollars and cents.
Yes.
It's about the bottom line.
That's what it is. They're the vendors.
I'd like to think of it as just a line item.
On
their whole chart.
There you go.
And it's like, this is just a vendor.
That's
we can find someone who can do that cheaper.
Right.
Let's just replace them.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a vendor, right? And like I always want to go above that and become an indispensable resource to that company.
Yeah.
Because then even if you are 10, 20, 50% higher, even if someone new comes in and is like, I got to cut some rates here, let's cut these guys. Mm-hmm. Now you can kind of hold your own and be like, dude, I've done so much for this company and I'm so deep that there's nowhere we can cut. You become this trusted partner that has all these insights that become indispensable to the customer.
Yes.
That could be based on your industry knowledge. Mm-hmm. That could be based on process knowledge to them.
Yep.
Okay. It could be based on something else that you bring to the table, like an app, that you've created for them, or a special, process that basically they rely on you
for doing
to do, right? And I think this is where people lose sight of the business. Yes. The whole, business, to grow your business isn't in finding and acquiring new customers. Mm-hmm. It's nurturing your existing customers.
Yes.
This kind of comes back to the fact that I think people's, their whole vision, or they're looking at the wrong place for new business.
Yes, absolutely.
And again, I don't think that you should be looking at new business until you have, nurtured and, sucked out every last little bit of possible business you can from your customers.
That's right.
And it doesn't have to just be logos and design. And that's, I think, I got a list here of different things that, graphic designers can actually do.
Yes.
Even if that's not what you were brought in to do.
Yes.
Okay. So again, and I mean, shit, we have done almost every single one of these.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was reading this earlier and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Right. And again, this is
lot.
the value. And this is just scratches the surface.
That's right.
Of what you can do. Right. So
that's right.
Of course, brand consistency, brand guardian. Okay.
Yes.
Once you finish your first project, it's easy to go back to that customer and be like, you know what, it's really important to make sure, your brand is consistent as we go through, as you move, as you grow. Let me help you develop a brand guideline. Let me help you bring your materials together, and help make sure everything is consistent. The value is so huge in the end, right? This directly goes hand in hand with graphic designers, right?
Yes.
But if a graphic designer only wants to do logo design, they're not going to learn the little bit it takes to bring together a brand visually. And I'm not even talking brand strategy.
Yes.
Okay. That's something else altogether.
Completely different.
Exactly. Right. And that's fine if people don't want to go down that road. I think you're crazy if you don't want to, but just to say, listen, let's become a brand guardian. Let's make sure everything's consistent, cohesive. Your presentations match your website. The messaging is the same.
Colors are the same. Everything, fonts are the same.
Exactly. Easiest low hanging fruit, first and foremost, right? Pick on their business cards, for God's sake. And be like, that matches it. Why do you think people want to, understand or whatever? It makes you look cheap, right?
Yeah.
UX design. Oh, UX designers are going to love this. But
he's
fucking
talking about
UX
UX.
design. He's talking about you, man.
I don't believe it. Everybody's out there. They pulled their car over. Holy fuck! I got to hear this.
Well, this is the part that I fucking, this is where I stand, okay? I don't care what the fuck anybody says. UX came from graphic designers.
Big time.
Fuck you if you say it hasn't.
There are bratty little children.
Seriously. Because, I mean, again, going from the start, there was no UX designers when we started when we started building websites.
No,
we did the wireframes. Yes. We did, like all the maps. We designed, we did both the UX, we did the UI, okay? Yes. So you can't tell me, granted, fine. Maybe now it has evolved into this giant thing on its own. A lot of it might be pointless, but it has evolved to a point where somebody can say, no, we do different things. Yeah. Sure, you do. Yeah. But a graphic designer can easily go in and critique the UX that has happened to somebody's site, because often websites in companies, they manage themselves, they grow themselves, and they look like ass. And then by that point, the web design company has given up. UX designers don't want to touch this, but this is easy pickings for you to be like, you know what? I understand UX. I'm a graphic designer. Where do you think UX came from?
Exactly.
Your site should be doing this. You're losing people here, and you can start critiquing that, right?
Yes.
So again, that goes hand in hand, right? Yep. If you want to stick to the design part, right? Data visualization, visualizing data, diagrams, okay? This is massive for people, because other than like Excel charts, okay? People
which are very dry,
right? People don't have a clue on how else you can, show data. By becoming that, taking our skill sets as a graphic designer, we're able to make stories out of the data that's there, which, face it, okay, is a hell of a lot easier way to kind of remember, understand, input this kind of stuff. Yes. Anybody can see the value there.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay? Fucking swag design.
Swag,
right?
Yes.
We're fucking doing what? Cycling clothes right now. Okay.
What an odd request that was, but
never
awesome.
Had that, but exactly, right? We have a customer, they have a big event, they have like 100 passionate cyclists in their company, and they want full out uniform, shorts, shirts. And I mean, again, we get to create that from scratch.
Totally.
We've done cool computer stickers for companies, right? Yes. We've done cool hats that kind of go outside the top. Like, this is the kind of shit that graphic designers are perfect to do. Yep. And again, it's a great way to get company to, everybody kind of rallies around a brand, right? Yep. But then for customers, they'll actually start wanting to put, like one of their vendors' stickers on their laptops or, wear the shirt, right? Something other other than just, your name here.
Exactly.
Right?
Something boring and lame that somebody's kid designed.
Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, print design is the normal that you should obviously go after.
This is true.
And you're silly if you stop at project number 1, because if a company has one print request, they'll have 10. It's just they're not telling you about them because they might think they're small, they're embarrassed, or they already have something from 8 years ago that they're still using. Okay, so print design. But even more so outside of print design, as graphic designers, we should think with the times.
Yes.
Okay, take their printed material and make it digital.
Yes.
So we have a customer who does sustainability reports.
Right.
Okay, so they're a huge thing, right? To say, look at how eco-friendly we are. Yet they were printing these. And I was just like, dude, no,
just
guys.
goes against, I
was like, listen, you know what? Let's take this printed brochure that's vertical.
Yep.
Let's turn it on its side. Let's make it horizontal.
Yep.
Let's make it 100% digital.
Yep.
Okay. Email it to everybody.
Yep.
The whole pitch here is now you actually are living and breathing the sustainability report. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not printing this out, even if it is on recycled paper.
Yeah.
It's not the point, right?
There's inks involved and there's time.
There's so much involved, right? So again, finding new ways to take their existing print collateral and make it digital. Dude, how much crazy stuff have we done with interactive PDFs?
Oh my God, tons of it.
Right?
Yes.
Linking, you can almost make something that they can email
Yep.
Into like an interactive website type of feel, right?
Yeah.
Having everything from navigation to playing videos. There's so much you can do.
Yep.
But again, you got to be willing to step outside of that whole logo part, okay?
Exactly.
Presentations are huge.
Presentations are huge.
In the B2B world, the presentations are still mad.
Big time.
Okay. And again, that's still a big part of what we do. But again, there is opportunity. There are companies. I remember Chris Doe once interviewed this girl, and her company, all she did was PowerPoint presentations.
Oh my God.
But you know what, dude? She made them so fucking awesome.
Yes.
And I mean, looking at them, you're like, I want to do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And again, what happened is she was charging like 10 grand a PowerPoint deck. Wow. Can you imagine?
Holy
For
shit.
a PowerPoint. This is PowerPoint. But I mean, the shit that she was doing was out of this world.
Yes.
Right? She got into it. She learned it. She mastered it. Right?
Yep.
She made these things. They looked like they were art. Right? But again, they were just beautiful presentations.
Yeah.
Keynote speaking presentations. And again, how many of those have we done throughout the years? Right? Think about how many we did for TELUS back in the day.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
We've done them for a lot of our startups. We've done pitch decks for investing. Right? These are all valuable things that need good stories. And they need to look like $1 million.
Exactly.
Right. So, really, and what will it take? You've already got the design sense. You've just got to learn a little bit about the story.
Yep.
What's important, what should be read, what should be kept. And I mean, again, it's a perfect way to make money and add value to that customer if you become their go-to pitch deck company. Right?
Yeah.
100%.
If you're good enough, you can charge $10,000 for this shit.
Damn, dude. I'm telling you. And again, her stuff was awesome. I highly recommend looking that up. It was amazing. It was amazing.
That's great.
Social media is always a hot topic.
Yes.
Because people don't know what to do. Okay. So I think, offering a social media package, right, that has like templates that they can kind of use. And this is low hanging fruit that if they don't have, they should.
Yeah.
Right. And if they're not constantly updating it, I mean, again, and even a step further, go into their social and see if they have what their images look like, what the mastheads look like. Are they utilizing the banner in their socials, right? These are all things that graphic designers can take advantage of.
Yep.
And people don't really think twice about it. But if you point it out to them, they're like, huh, you're right.
Yeah.
My LinkedIn does look like ass. And everybody in the company has pictures of their fucking dog in there and this. No, they should all have your company header in there. Again, they're representing the company.
That's right.
Right. And these are the sales points you need to do. Okay. Trade shows are massive.
Trade shows huge.
I don't care what anybody says, and that's across the board, right?
Yep.
But every company, there's still trade shows are back now with a vengeance.
Yep.
And you've got the trade show itself, the booth itself, but then you've got the materials, you've got the lead up materials, right? And again, who else is doing that other than graphic designers?
That's right.
Okay. Obviously, videos, motion graphics, that's a huge thing. And that has become such a huge part of this company, right?
Yes.
Like for a while, that became like a third of our business is just videos and motion graphics, right? A big one, iconography. How many customers, that when we tell them, listen, we should be developing your company its own set of icons that you guys are using, nobody else will have on your company website, on your presentations, on your material, right? And they're like, why are we using all this stock shit that's out there, right?
Yes.
It's because they're perfectly tailored to what they do.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, another low hanging fruit.
Yep.
This one's a great one, the environmental graphics. And what I mean by that is the actual scenery within the business itself. Right? The signs, the wayfinding signs, what signage is above, the desks and such, right?
Yeah.
Again, there's a good potential that, a sign company may have already approached them, but because you're in and you're starting to develop all these materials, this is where you roll in and be like, hey, I can also make sure now your front lobby looks like the brochure. The messaging's the same.
Yeah.
We can put an interactive board up there that you're going to be constantly creating material for on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
This all goes back to that relationship. Once you got that relationship, you can ask about everything, and chances are they may say no.
Yeah, they may have a guy or something. Yeah, but still.
They'll appreciate the fact that you actually want to help them become more ingrained with the company.
Yeah.
Never had anybody that frowned upon that.
No, because that's the thing. It's like you've already established yourself as the expert. So, of course, they're like, hey, why would I look somewhere else? I got the expert right here. Kind of thing,
well,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, this is
in my opinion,
that's what we do.
To the point where this next one, which I talked about earlier, training materials.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So again, when we became niche experts in a space and we started doing their presentations and we started doing all their layouts and everything else, then all of a sudden it was like, well, we need e-learning material.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, guess what?
Yeah.
We did them already for one company. Let us show you what we can do.
Yes.
Now we're doing e-learning courses for them. We're building them in apps that basically more or less, look like PowerPoints. They function a little different on the back end, but again, it's not a far cry from where we started.
Yeah.
And again, it's the same process, right? And again, very, very good price points. They're profitable.
Yep.
People pay for them. And unfortunately, the experts out there don't necessarily have a designer's eye.
This is true. So they look very, very awful.
They do. They look awful. Often they're mismatched fonts, they're bad pictures. I've seen watermarks that say like Adobe stock. And I'm just like, oh God, guys, come on.
Wow.
Okay. So again, now it's like I think we've built for our one customer right now, I think we're on to like 30, 35 now.
Yeah. Oh,
and
Jesus.
each one of these courses, you can imagine how long they take and then kind of imagine where the price point is for these, right?
Yeah.
So they're good. Interactive design. Okay. I had a customer once that, believe it or not, and this goes way back, but this was pretty early days shit, right? And this kind of goes back to, I can do everything. Just give me the weekend and I'll learn how to do
I'll
it.
be the expert. Yeah.
Right. It was a fashion brand.
Yeah.
It was a women's fashion brand. They were opening up a flagship store. Okay. And they wanted to have something cool that had their full catalog there in the store that wasn't actually physically in the store. So we created an interactive kiosk. Okay. And this was back early days before it was touch screens.
Yeah.
And we literally created this offline website. We found this 2-layer touchscreen thing. We built them basically an internal website.
Right.
Okay. It was localized, but it was just like, why wouldn't we? Right. We had that ability. Now the apps that are out there are fucking incredible. And they're easy to use.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you can't all of a sudden add this whole new interactive element and these billboards and all these touchscreens and web experiences and app experience that they never even knew, because again, as graphic designers, we've got that full spectrum of capabilities. And you know what? Last but not least, and this one may not be design forward thinking, but problem solving. Okay?
Crucial.
As a designer, we're trained to solve problems, be it, visualization problems, be it, messaging problems, right? You can take that a step further, right? And now start asking customers problems, how you can solve problems internally there. So we had this one customer, okay, who was like, well, our website's not working. I don't get it. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, dude, how many leads is it giving you, right? And he's like, oh, it's giving us 10 leads a day. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? You're in such a niche B2B and it's giving you 10 leads a day and you're complaining? Yeah, but they're bad leads because we're only closing like one of those leads every day.
That's not...
It's still not bad, but then it was just like, dude, let's look at your
what's
process.
your closing process?
What is the process from when it goes in? Right. So all of a sudden it was like, I knew the problem. Let me see what else there was. Okay. So then I went from intake, from when it comes into the website, to when they reach out to the customer, to what they're presenting the customer. And they were sending fucking brochures in Word documents. Okay. They were sending quotes in an Excel doc. Okay. They took this incredible lead lead that was cost the value to 10 leads a fucking day.
Yeah.
Huge in a B2B space. Okay.
Yes.
Like we're talking like, this is like what, like 3,000 leads a year.
Yeah.
Okay. And they were barely closing like 10% of them, but I saw the process. So then what we did is we cleaned up. We made sure every step of the process sounded professional, right? It was like process driven, right?
Yep.
It was, and sure enough, we took their closing rate from 1 to 4.
Yes.
Okay. So we I mean, again, that's like huge difference, right?
That's amazing.
Huge. And
Yeah.
again, it had nothing to do with his website because he was complaining that it was us, and it was like, no, dude, it was obviously fucking
totally
you.
you.
And it was just the point where they couldn't even handle it anymore, right?
Shit.
So no, but that's good. But it was fun trying to solve these problems for people.
Yeah.
And again, that's what we are built for, is to solve this shit for people.
Exactly. And see, and this is the kind of thing is I can't even imagine being that person to say, well, tough shit, that's your problem. Do you know what I mean? I can't help you with that.
Yes.
I did your logo.
Right.
What else do you need?
No,
you know
sorry.
what I mean?
I just want to be doing logos.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be bothered
Didn't
with
you
that
just
crap.
graduate last year out of school?
Like that to me is a fascinating kind of aspect of this business that we're in. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Why wouldn't you want to grow? I know.
Yeah,
right? It drives
yeah.
me nuts. You know, there's so many opportunities here that, designers are, leaving on the table.
Yeah.
They're not doing themselves any favor.
This is exactly
This
it.
is what rocked for us. And it's rocked so well that it is the single way that we've gotten business.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe it's not, what's made us last 25 years, and maybe it's not the secret to our success.
Right.
But this has been the secret to our acquiring work, not customers.
Not customers.
Work.
Well, yeah.
And only because acquiring customers,
Yeah.
it's a fucking lot of work.
That's a tough job.
It is a tough job, right?
But again, if again, like you said, if you've had this customer for life mentality, how many times have customers brought us like when they've moved to a different job?
Right.
This happens a lot.
A lot.
And that's not by accident.
No, it's,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think
this
it's kind of slimy to sound, but it's intentional.
It totally is. It totally is.
But I think it's because we're genuinely nice people.
But I think that's exactly
we
what it is.
genuinely care.
And we know what we're doing. Yes.
And that's the thing, right? We're not looking at the dollars and cents here. When we take on a job, we give a shit. We don't want to just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
When one of the employees of our customers reaches out and it's like, you know what, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I should have got this to you a week ago.
Yep.
Can you help me out? We genuinely want to help.
Yes.
We're not like, no, we're going to screw her and say
Yeah,
no,
fuck
right?
that.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going away this weekend.
Yeah, it's a late Friday night. But I mean, the point is, we genuinely care about this. And because of that, with, all this in mind, there's nothing that we can't do as a graphic designer.
That's right.
And I think designers these days need to, they need to accept this.
Yep.
Because with the pace that technology is changing, right? If you want to start off and just be a logo designer and you don't have any experience behind you or any street cred or you don't already have a following of like 1 million people on some social media platform, dude, AI is coming for your logo designs. Okay. You need to be able to sell that shit thereafter and then supply rollout material ongoing. And it's the relationship that really makes a difference.
Exactly.
Land and expand and make yourself irreplaceable. Just follow those 2 things and guarantee you'll be fine.
Totally. Yeah.
Do you want to know how to do this?
Yeah.
How to expand into a customer's
Yes.
business?
How do you do
This is
this?
a huge fucking thing. Okay. People are like, dude, how do you do this? How do you do this? How does this work?
What's the
Okay.
secret?
So ready, I'm going to give you the steps. Ready? Step 1, when you finish the job and they're happy, ask for more.
Oh, is there anything else that
That's
you need
it.
from me? Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what? If you go and try to be formal and be like, I'd like to set up another meeting with you, and this, all of a sudden it's business.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like guards are up.
Yeah.
Right? Honestly, if they're happy and you're like, so you happy? Did that turn out? Does everybody likes it? Good. Don't delay. Be like, listen, you know what? I'm glad this project is good and I'll invoice you for it, like tomorrow, whatever. But let me tell you, I can offer you so much more. I know your business now.
Yep.
I see what your competitors are doing. I think that there's other ways I can help.
Yep.
Can you give me a shot?
Yeah.
Can we talk about it? Is there other areas you think I can fit? Because I can help you with your indoor graphics, outdoor graphics, interact. Don't list it out, but find out what parts of their business you can help with. That's it.
Because that marketing director is sitting there going, fuck, okay, now I got this. Where else am I going to get the rest of my stuff done? Where am I going to get my socials and all that stuff done?
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
They want to be able to, if you can become that go-to person
Yes.
that they know that they can rely on and call upon, dude, then you become that indispensable resource.
That's right.
Right? So there's no secret to this.
Yeah.
Ask when the time is high.
Yeah.
Don't let a week go by
Yes.
and let it fizzle.
That's right.
You know, and don't go set up meetings and get all formal and be like, well, now that, you know, you're all happy with this, blah, 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 blah.
I would like to. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, exactly. Do it
And,
right there.
and do it right there. And it's it. There's no other secret. There's no secret to this. It's like, if you've done your job right, you should know their business. You should know their customers. You should know their competitors. You should know how you can insert one of these things into other places into their business.
That's right.
And sell it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yep. And then keep going and expanding upon that.
Dude, and just
The
get
land
so
and
ingrained.
expand.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I love it.
I think so.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good. It's like a date, right? Like, hey, we had a good time. Would you like to do this again?
Right. And if she's like, I'm busy,
Yeah, no,
you
then-
know that
then
it
you
wasn't
know.
so great.
Then not so much. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Again with the dating analogies. Very real though in this case. Cool.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that. There's
definitely how it works for us.
yeah, totally. And I didn't realize just how much shit is involved that we do. Like the stuff that we touch is
It just keeps going, dude.
enormous.
And
Yeah.
as our industry evolves,
Yeah.
so do we.
Yes.
You know
Yeah,
what? And
that's
again,
exactly it.
Are you keeping up with AI? Are you learning how to do, Chat GPT? Are you learning the mid journeys of the world? Are you seeing all the efficient ways that you can apply to your business or you can recommend to a customer to apply to theirs?
Yes.
You know, are you seeing this on an ongoing basis? Yeah, right? Like this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know, you're crazy not to, right? A designer longevity, you want to last in this business, you've got to evolve.
This is how you do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who knows, you might find something fun, with other than the logos. I know logos are great and everybody wants to do that kind of stuff, but I kind of dig the PowerPoints.
Oh, I know.
How fucked up is that? I mean, like that is really
dirty
weird.
secret.
I know.
Sean's dirty secret.
But it's kind of like it's challenging. It's interesting. You know what I mean? Like
Retelling that story, updating those diagrams, and what happens? You're a fucking rock star.
That's
Every
right.
time you hand it back, they're like, wow, I didn't know it could look this good.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's nothing else you need done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't get your fucking knickers all tied up saying, I didn't get into this space to do, PowerPoints.
Yeah.
It's something that legitimately clients need.
Yeah.
Embrace that shit. And
Exactly.
don't just do a PowerPoint. Do the best fucking PowerPoint
Do the best that
they've
you possibly
ever
can.
fucking seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. Right on.
Okay, buddy. I think that's good for tonight. I hope you guys got some good shit out of this.
Yeah.
Really, you know what? Don't shortchange yourself. As a graphic designer, there is so much we can offer, our customers. And, don't just stop at that one job and walk away. Like, I mean, keep pushing, go back, hustle. Don't hustle with new customers. Hustle your existing ones and keep at them, because God knows it is a hell of a lot harder, more effort, and more cost, more expensive.
5 to 25 or something like that.
5 to 20 times
more. Yes.
Right. Harder to get. So, I mean, again, you're crazy not to at least try to, go through your existing customers, especially the ones that are happy, and be like, look, I can do other shit for you. Give me a chance. Let me know. Let me prove myself. Let me become indispensable.
Yes.
And honestly, this is the key to, getting clients for the next 20, 25 years or until you want to retire. If you do this right, you'll never have to look for new customers, because this is how you grow your customers. So you're fucking crazy if you don't take this into serious consideration. Damn it.
Do it.
All right.
And check out the Jello logo.
Oh, the new Jello logo is fucking awesome. You guys, do that too.
Do that too. God damn it. Those two things.
Hit us up on Instagram, please. Come follow us. Leave us a message. Say hi. We love talking to everybody. I love hearing everybody's problems, and we try to solve them when they hit us up on our website. Sometimes it takes a week or two to get back, but we do get back. Oddly, I got back to someone like 6 weeks later. I was like, holy shit, what happened? So please forgive us, but we will do our best to get back to everybody. We're also on YouTube. Please share us. Please give us a review if you can, and please love us. Yeah. To everybody.
Yeah. Share the love.
Share the love. All right, everybody. My name's Massimo.
And my name's Sean.
Stay creative.
And stay angry.
Peace.